Aziz Ansari, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing his name, but we know who I'm talking about. Aziz Ansari, the comedian and actor from South Carolina whose parents came from India. He has a show on Netflix, right? That guy, okay? Master of None, that's the show. I've seen every episode, and I really like that show. All right, that guy. He's born in 83. I was born in 81. He's 2 years younger than me. But I've noticed by watching a show and that I've seen every episode, and I've seen all of his stand-up comedy. So apparently I'm a fan of him, even if I can't say his name right. He and I have a similar hair situation. Now granted, when you see Aziz, you're gonna see that he keeps his hair a certain length. Basically what I always talk about, how as long as I keep my hair at least 1.5 inches, it's gonna hide the diffuse thinning, it's gonna downplay the hairline, and even the balding spot is gonna downplay all that. Well, he keeps his hairstyle that way. You never see him with a hairstyle other than that. At least I had never happened the many years I've been watching. Oh, he was on Community as well. Okay, there you go. Aziz Ansari. So I've noticed on his show that his hairline is quite similar to mine, and he's got thinning, especially right here. He's got thinning on top. I would say that if I had a hair loss doppelganger, Aziz Ansari might be actually the closest thing I've got right now. And the thing about it is, it's like, until I brought it up, had you noticed it? So it's interesting how you can deal with some hair loss, and as long as you know how to downplay it, it's just really not a big deal. And it's funny because I made a video recently talking about, somebody asked me, well, what if, you make it another 13 years, you're 50 years old now, and you still have all your hair, and it doesn't thin out anymore, but you're completely bald in the back. What if that happened to you? For me, I'm like, okay, that'd be fine, because most people aren't going to be staring at the back of my head, especially as I'm talking to people, I'm looking at them this way. Judd Apatow has that going on, completely bald in the back, but other than that, you don't really notice it. His hair, right? So just wanted to bring that out. Not in any way to disrespect Aziz, but to acknowledge that there are men dealing with hair loss, and if you're looking for it, you can find it. But I don't know what his thoughts are on it. Is he planning on the same thing as me? As it happens, let it happen, and then eventually just shave it all off? I don't know. I know I have learned from many of you who are of Indian descent. You've told me that in your culture, to shave off your hair implies that one of your parents just died. And so it's a cultural taboo to shave your hair off otherwise. Of course, by watching his show, Aziz has made it very clear that though he grew up Muslim and his parents are both from India, he doesn't so much adhere to his upbringing, his culture in that way. So there's a good chance he would be okay with buzzing it off if he gets 50 years old and he's at that point. It'll be interesting to watch. It'll be interesting to see how things pan out. I feel in some ways I'm kind of in between Aziz Ansari, who's 30. Let's say if I'm 37, then that means he's like around 35, right? And then Ashton Kutcher, who's 40, who just recently stopped, or who a couple years ago stopped taking his drugs to keep his hair. And back when I was in college, I noticed that my hairline was very similar to his. So I'm kind of between these two guys. So I'm interested to see how this pans out. Will my hairline, will my hair density always kind of be in between those two guys, Aziz Ansari and Ashton Kutcher? I'm making this video now to put it in stone, and years from now we can find out. We can look at Nick Shell, Aziz Ansari, Ashton Kutcher, all still kind of in the same range of years there. Did they all sort of ball together? I wonder what will happen.